Morning, folks. Caleb Booker here. I got another psychic reading in store for you, this time for Ray. And Ray is asking about lucid dreaming in his case. So there's a second question about lucid dreaming. So I think maybe, Ray, before, if you don't mind, before I get started on your reading, I should go through some of the basics of lucid dreaming. So if you want to get into lucid dreaming, it's like a muscle that you have to build up. So you have to discipline yourself to working on the technique regularly, and the technique is really straightforward. It's just constantly checking to see if you're dreaming. Checking to see if you're dreaming. There's a lot of easy ways to do that. One of the easiest ways is just to look at your hands and see if the fingers stretch, because believe it or not, in a dream your hands will almost always look weird. The other thing you can do in a dream is read. If you find it's bizarrely difficult to read, some people say it's impossible, but I've forced it in dreams, and I remember in dreams being very frustrated that it's taking me so long to read, and thinking like, what is wrong with my brain? Why can't I read? So if you're having a hard time, hey, maybe you're dreaming. There's also different levels of lucid dreaming. And I want to highlight this for you, Ray, because you may be lucid dreaming and not acknowledging your success. So in fact, actually, I'm getting the sense you definitely did that once or twice. So let's get the spirit of it. There is a lucid dream where you're aware of your dream, but you have no control over it. You're still playing the part. Everything's out of your control. But you're aware the whole time, hey, this is just a dream. I get that a lot, actually. I'm stuck at that level a lot. But that counts. That counts. You had an awareness. The second layer of the dream is where you can control your own actions in the dream, and interact with people on your own level in the dream. So that's the second level. And the third level, of course, is being you just have a total domination over the space. You have a complete ability to control and shape and mold the universe that your dream space is in. Just the simple awareness of being in a dream, that's enough. And you get there using two methods. So I mentioned constantly checking throughout your day, every day, making it like a habit, a thing you do all the time, just saying, am I having a hard time moving? That's another thing. So another dream sign is just having a hard time moving, because your body is temporarily paralyzed when you're asleep, and so you won't be able to run much. You know how there's always the dream of you running away from a bear or something, and it's like running through molasses? Well, it's because you can't, there's that sort of dissonance between the part of your brain that stops your legs from moving so that you don't, fall out of your bed, and the other part of your brain that's in the dream that doesn't really realize that, there's no connection to your real body. So that's why you get that dream all the time well, not all the time, but if you have an intense situation in your dream and you try to run and you can't. One of my big dream signs is having a really hard time driving and feeling like I can't quite get the pedals and I can't quite get the wheel. That's to me a trigger, and I go, oh, I'm in a dream, or I'm drunk driving, which I never do. So, okay, that's the big, so it's constant checking. Wow, I've been prattling on. It's constant checking to see if you're in a dream throughout your day, so that you habitually do it during your dream and go, wow, I'm dreaming. That's the path in. So the other thing is to journal every single morning about your dream. So you wake up, and before you get out of bed or over the breakfast table, you jot down some notes about what happened in the dream. Go ahead and just make them point form. You can flesh out the details later. I tend to fill pages and pages, but who has the time? You got to get on with your day. So make some point form notes every single day about your dream. You make the journal entries for a specific reason. Now, you remember how I was talking about all those different signs that you're in a dream, and I shared a little bit about things that sort of stand out to me as like, oh, I'm in a dream because of this is happening. So for you, your dream signs might be different. In fact, they likely will be. You'll have your own things that jump out at you as, oh, this is a sign that I'm in a dream. So the journal is going to help those things sort of jump out at you. You'll see these things happen on a regular basis, or you'll say, hey, last night I had a dream about this, and then it'll trigger the memory, and you'll go, hey, and you know what? That happens all the time. So when you have that, then whenever you're in the same situation, you can do a quick test on that level. What was the first time I ever heard about this? First time I ever heard about this was Star Trek: The Next Generation, and one of the characters had a thing about the moon. Whenever they saw the moon, that would be their like dream sign. They would know they were in a dream. But anyway, yay, Star Trek reference. Wow, Ray, you know, I kept you waiting for your specific reading, and I apologize for that. But these basics were necessary because as I went through them, Ray, I know a few things jumped out at you as things you weren't doing. One of the big things I got immediately when I got your message asking about it was there was a discipline issue. So not enough checks throughout the day to see if you're dreaming, and your journaling isn't being kept up enough. I mean, it's really just like the routine. Again, you know, like I mentioned at the very beginning, the ability to lucid dream is like a muscle that you work up over time. So work at it and make sure you're doing the work, because you absolutely can't expect to get gains at the gym unless you're doing your workouts on a regular basis. You can't skip. By the same token, every single day, make sure you're doing your dream checks and you're doing your journaling to figure out more dream checks, more things that you can do throughout the day. And eventually you get your lucid dreaming muscle. And what I can promise you is that down the road, on the other side of things, you won't have to constantly check throughout your day, and you won't have to constantly journal, because it'll just be a natural talent that you've developed and you can drop into on a regular basis. One last tip, just before you go to sleep every night, and Ray, this will definitely help you. This will make a big impact in your life. Just before you go to sleep, say to yourself, I will lucid dream tonight. And make a bit of a procedure about it. Take a few deep breaths, relax your body, place your tongue on the roof of your mouth, which is a whole big thing, but it keeps your focus. And then just say the words, I will lucid dream tonight. Hold it, and then let it go. Let go of the whole thought. Just send it out there to your subconscious, to your guides, to whichever level you want to consider it as the mechanism that's outside of your control that will pull you into a lucid dream. That has a big effect, and it's very useful for a lot of people. In fact, a lot of people are completely stuck until they do that. I did a previous reading for Delan where I told him that it just wasn't his time. Delan, you're watching this, I know you are. It's still not your time. I am telling you, get a good night's sleep, a normal, natural, healthy night's sleep, man. I know, you just got all these tips and you're like, I'm gonna do that. Pulling you back, man. But as far as Ray goes, Ray, it's purely a discipline thing. If you can stay disciplined, you can do it. I know you can. Anybody out there have lucid dreaming tips or questions about lucid dreaming, leave a comment. I do watch the comments. I do reply to them all. Also check out our Facebook channel. And if you know someone who's into lucid dreaming, please share this video with them, because I want to hear from lucid dreamers and people who are struggling with lucid dreaming. So definitely share out this video to anybody who you think would be interested, because I definitely want to hear back from them. I think that's it. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.